For these questions, we're going to convert different measurements. The directions tell us a centimeter is 100 times smaller than a meter. If you look, you can see that in between each of these little numbers is 1 centimeter. If you get 100 centimeters and you line them all up, you now have a meter. And showing right here is about a half of a meter. But if you look all the way at the end, you can see that the scale goes to 100. And that's because it takes 100 centimeters to make a meter. The directions say for each problem, we're going to find an equivalent measure. Equivalent just means an equal. So let's look at some examples. On number 1, we have 76 centimeters equals how many meters? Well, a centimeter is 100 times smaller than a meter. So when we're converting it, we're going to have to divide 76 by 100. If you remember the place value relationships, you can think about moving this decimal 2 spots to the left if you'd want to divide by 100. So 76 centimeters would be 76 hundredths of a meter. So let's look at the one below it. We have 19 meters equals how many centimeters? So this is different because we're starting with meters, and meters are 100 times bigger than centimeters. So if we want to get 100 times bigger, what we're going to have to do is take this number and multiply it by 100. With place value relationship, when you multiply with 100, you move each digit 2 places to a larger place value. So the 1 is in the tens place, but you'd want to move it to the thousands place. The 9's in the ones place, you'd want to move it to the hundreds place, which would leave those 2 spots where you would have to add the zeros. So 19 meters would equal 1,900 centimeters. So let's look at number 2. We have 80 centimeters this time, and we're going to convert it to meters. A centimeter is 100 times smaller than a meter. So if we're getting smaller, we're going to have to divide. So we need to do 80 divided by 100. So we can think about place value relationship and move the decimal 2 places to the left, which is just the same thing as moving the digits to the right to a smaller place value. So we would end up with 80 hundredths of a meter. 80 centimeters equals 80 hundredths of a meter, or 8/10ths of a meter. Okay, let's look at this one. Now we have 11 centimeters, and we're going to change it to meters. A centimeter is 100 times smaller than a meter. So for converting it to meters, we need to divide by 100. If I move the decimal 2 places to the left, it's just like dividing by 100. So 11 centimeters would equal 11 hundredths of a meter. On number 3, this time we have 82 meters, and we're going to change it to centimeters. A meter is 100 times bigger than a centimeter. So for converting, we need to multiply by 100 to make it 100 times bigger. I could do I spy 82 times 100, and I would just write the 82 with the 2 zeros. So 82 meters equals 8,200 centimeters. And we'll do one more together. This time we have 85 meters, and we're going to convert to centimeters. So a meter is 100 times bigger than a centimeter, so I need to multiply by 100. 85 times 100 would be 8,500. All right, you try some on your own, and if you need help, you can always come back and rewatch the video. Good luck!